was I doing? Guess they immediately went after that. Let's expand then. Usilar, they're not part of the Empire, so people shouldn't get upset about it. Rival Cavet. Always climbed up. they're converting that. Not ideal. So wait, these prove that. It's like a lot of micromanagement work though. There we go. Important, important business. Don't know how long I've been at, how long I've had access to that, but we go. Alright, with go ahead. Okay, get more. Get another level 30. Eight set up. That lost quite. How much does the low rep won't take so much development? I'll keep them their religion now, because as long as they that religion their lectureship taken away, means they're just gonna hemorrhage imperial authority. doesn't super matter. Oop, a lot louder by sitting up. Wasn't quite expecting that. Guess I keep this guard in the capital in case people do that spell. Guess we'll promote Prism. Oh, Grant Workshop Estate Privilege. Laws against witching. Gonna take a while for that disaster to up. Oh yeah, definitely one of the worst parts about EU4, just the amount of pop-ups when you're at war. scale. Guess form of colony. 20 military leaders. I guess next time I change the army, I need to just increase the size template. Oh no, it's Temerian, not Timaren. Different, two very different nations. Probably won't be bothering to deal with that war. Maximum monarch power reached. Does any fire expansive? Use some of that up. 9. That's cheap. The tail have a yeah, proofs with fish. Batteries. Bit more other ones. I want to speed that up. I need just to have more. Reduced research, I don't really want to do. Land grant economies done. Apparently, the monopoly investment. Wait. Oh no. Oh my gosh, that's so much text. The region court police went judged by the Rat, depending on the if according to your patron's BT's ideals, or if you're held in blissful paradise in your respective plane. While the nature of the fertile plane and the Rat's Gu plane have been confirmed by countless accounts of demons found in summoning circles and red reapers sighted hunting down undead, is the nature of the celestial planes that has eluded most of the modern world until now. Great research and forays into planar binding have allowed the Rebellion Church to contact and communicate with a great number of celestial beings and have discerned that they too are just as lost as we are. Their beliefs and lore are just as diverse and shrouded in mystery as ours, but one thing persists throughout that the equivalent of their founder or creator is dead, that their origin myths all contain an ancestral homeland that their race originated from. This revelation, combined with the new transcripts from the God fragment and cross-referencing commonalities of myth in our world's cultures and religions, have led to the conclusion that heaven exists, but its gates are closed and its location forgotten with the near death of the one God. The Figu plane exists, but not in the way we know it. It's not a demi-plane associated with the shadow plane, but it instead uh, domain. Uh, a political entity that exists within the shadow plane itself. There the dead do get judged, but not by the Rat, but by red cloaked celestial angels of death. Not only that, but the powers of both the celestial and infernal ebb and flow due to belief in their creators. Since the belief in a one god has faltered, so has the power of the celestials, explaining their absence in the prime material plane. It is with this that the Rebellion Church now believes more than ever that revealing the truth of the one God to the world is paramount, and that by restoring faith in God will the gates of heaven open and salvation be achieved by all, both mortal and celestial. Rebellion debate it in question is not in question now lies on how do we achieve salvation and empower God in the first place. Zealous doctrine, uh, that's a lot of money to the rectorate treasury. Um, erudite doctrine, zealot doctrine. Grab better tech. And I can prepare. Sure, why not? Funny. Um, Outriders, Reformed Outriders. Let's get you. Salem is done. This province go to Bhutan. Access to Portia Air. Okay, so that's until the end of the year. So wait until that. We'll need to up that. Um, for optimal coalition management. How are the ships doing? Course change. Okay. Their land grants. I don't want to do actually magical advice. Should speed that up quite significantly. Or not. Erudite. Apparently someone else got it first. Innovative. At this point, it's not super good. So religious. Under the Coronite faith. Thing mostly just means that they've got to deal with it. Definitely different subcontinents. Was worth a try. Got so much manpower, I'll just regain it then. Chancellor's Word has been unlocked. time. Up the mass charm. What I can get. Those provinces I definitely want. Get that. Otherwise, I would need to invade that continent. Either way, lose Dove's Wall, I guess. Greatly enhance my effect on the region. Could use Chancellor's Word. Probably want to wait until I've taken the rest of Vern. Okay, Vern is ended. A lot of people would get involved, but a lot of those don't really. I mean, I would harbor on the hierarchy. Yeah, I'll just have Vern War be a thing of just trying to take out Vern. Might take like a province of the Magisterium. Oh, Wisdom is Emperor, isn't they are. Okay, well, I guess I've got to wait. are the missions? It. Fair enough. I would panic if I would find out that as well. How long does he stay in power? 50 years. Might just be for the rest. Oh, I'm putting this in the wrong place. Um, Burn. On that province. I don't super need anyone else to get involved. Immediate 64%. Good. Oh yeah, Aberthiel is part of this war. Once I've got a second army, that's not doing that over. Okay. My vassals have. They already should move. And fair cost the funny spell. And like legendary, I guess. At this point, they would just have a legendary spell. Um. Oh, lost their leader. Well, my vassals will take care of that. Bern has too much stuff that is just not connected to their mainland. Absalom for means Nazni has just. I guess they did well and then lost. Well, they still had their capital. They're gonna lose it, but that's a minor coalition. Those two get to stay in the war simply for score. And now since most guys are off, my navy there. Yep, let's see. Turks and Turkish. May every man and woman vote. I keep that. 29,000 crown. Well, there goes my money. Take it back, but that's a lot of cash. Just not willing. Do I get to stay part of the empire once I get rid of all their mainland possession? Answers. Well, more Diplo. Okay, they're willing to give for it quite yet. Puts me capacity. You already have a state house. Chancellor. Lower any aggressive expansion. None of this paper either. infrastructure here, so I can remove the artifact and either way you end up dead. Butter? I guess too many of my way too high dev. Wait, no. The one in Bushilar. Okay. Because I am planning to make the rest of Bushilar uh, part of special vessel. Okay, one more month and I'm pouring that. Then, yeah, back to Duchy Factor. Can force the Emperor to somehow become rebellion. He is slowly There is an event that turns rebellion into the state religion, the empire. Let's speed that up. Front them more. I may as well. Any corruption of king, gain influence. Let's speed that up a lot. So many 30 dev provinces higher that don't have let them gain more. That's, that's a lot. Thrilling, because there's very definitely going to be disaster happening. Together we've got troubling news. Controversy which erupted around the secret conclaves of pashaine mages. Many Arcane guilds have undergone or begun holding their meetings in private residence. Legal relationship to guild rights is unclear at best. Aware of the growing magicratic tendency among our national mages, Parliament has authorized the infiltration of such gatherings, tapping loyal magi corruptible surface. State. Uh, the reports are deeply shocking and throw the severity of our situation into stark relief. Bashan has never been a country that has entirely pleased its mages, but it seems that these gatherings now speak of a prelude to greatness, a dark time Pashani mages must endure. till a new world is forged in their favor. Meetings across the country may just openly discuss what seems like the complete overthrow of the pashaine government, the institutions of democratic rule. The news has already sent shockwaves through Parliament. Can it really be true that the majors of our country are our enemies? Okay. Plumwall can get a thing, sure, why not? Iron will not lose 6 stability, okay. Just to ensure it's at minus. The parliament bribes is increase. Attempt for C. Technology cost or power cost. We we who know the value of a game deftly played are also well placed to recognize when it has slipped from our grasp. It's a subtle thing. The shift in mood, judgments we expected to go our way in the imperial diet are suddenly adverse. Doors close when they once opened. Our merchants are isolated. Our envoys turned away. Educated opinion, that hurtable thing, turns in favor of the arcane elite. Fear we feel now is one we know well. It is the kind we usually intend to inflict. These smoke-filled rooms, which we cannot see. Private organizations of mages and their lackeys, their scheming has placed them well ahead of us. We must reluctantly come to terms. Plain truth that they know our disposition better than we know theirs. The curtain must fall. We can no longer hope to tiptoe around. To end this threat by subtle manipulation of politics, the magic rats have finally taken their place at the table. It would be unspeakably rude to deny them their game. Let us play. Okay. We've enacted all the necessary debates. Prelude to greatness. That gives them a lot of info. I have no current assessment. That's what's going on. Oh, that fucking ability cost. Uh, Parliamentary debate. Great thinkers of Peshan have long spoken of one who held back by Parliament and the many institutions, sin eaters upon whom we rely. More and more rotters from within the arcane threat, we find ourselves really contemplating what we once thought unconscionable, well, hypothetical, stripping of constitutional controls on our executive, and may act, and act fast. It is debates held with hushed whispers. Low advisor, admin power, uh, round. Okay, so somehow I need to optimize which third ruler is calm. Extension over governing capacity, preload till get that eight house. Adventurers and just give them a gift. Easy enough. This puts me in the right direction. They launched a crusade. That advisor made high rocket. Yeah, that plus 100 cost is that's bad. The exercise of power is not for cowards. It's an ideal we wish to preserve. An ideal we wish to preserve, of course. And only the reasonable mages arrest the others, conduct a calm and measured campaign of judicial investigation. The struggle we are in is existential. The threat. Okay. How long does it care? Um, Personal disloyalty against the entire guild, the entire body politic, treason act parliament. Parliament debates have sped up. What I can gather from this. Normally they last more than a year. pretty expensive. What are the fine? They're all fine, but right now I just really, really need capacity. There are many ways of getting it. Oh, they're on the island. See, get there. Magic Field Nightmares, subtle conspiracy of yesterday has evolved into sisters. Mages opposed to the government make their fury known in public display of illusion and enchantment. It's difficult to understand what precisely they expect to achieve. Each act of terror radicalizes another town's populace against the arcane threat. Megalomaniacs need heated. Bunch of devastation. More creation cost. Go administration. It's not it, but not ideal. But that debuff I don't want to deal with. Guess I'll wait until I buff it up more. Well, you seem to. Up. Uh, do they need all the necessary debate? To this one. Okay. Is spread all over the country. That's bad. Even Gavet showed up. Okay. That at least got rid of that influence. Okay, yeah, it does want the other one to be done as well. Okay. Luckily, I have no stability, so I couldn't lose any. No, I need to keep Gitman power around because once I do the next parliamentary debate, quite important that I try and get the thing off. Breaking their power base. A mage tower is not merely a building, it is a symbol of secrecy, of aloofness, unaccountability for centuries. Spires have risen unchecked across our borders. Silent fortresses of a rival order where arcane cabal write their own laws, train their own heirs, and chart their own futures without so much a glance towards government. An accountable institution not be allowed to exist. Power breaking. Okay. Hold up, is that I'm gonna let the month take. Okay, yeah. Um, mage towers in our province. Oof. Okay. Shame about the mage towers. One optional. End of the game. See if I can do it without emergency powers. That's a lot of mages. Oh, go over there. Infrastructure. No, still have cash. Oi, 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 that's. What are their stats? Oh, they just have insane morale. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna dense army around capital. And I would more Republican. I guess for the time being, I'll get a half elf. Oh. What of the ifs? Okay. foreigners to state. Okay, yeah. Oh, the Republican tradition. Oh, he is corrupt. Burnman separatists. I didn't even notice them. Yeah, we'll split you later. For now, I'm just gonna mega blob. No, mega blob is big, effective. But I will consolidate my armies. Set up. Maybe. Consolidate the map power. So I have three. I already went and cleared it for me. The artificers reach out. The position of mage, at least as traditionally understood, is incompatible with pashaine society. This has become clear. Many suggestions and models for reforming magical education already swirl around a staunchly anti-magocratic parliament. Yet in truth, the dominant feeling at present is absolute. Mage education as we know it must end. In such an environment, artificery has emerged as a natural opposite of egalitarian, where magic studies is mentally elitist. public minded where the towers were always secretive. The purpose of artificery is focused on the welfare of the people, while the cultivation of magic merely empowers the self. In recent weeks, nascent artificery guilds in the major city of Pashaine have sought to clarify their loyalty before the government, echoing many of the most strident criticisms against the traditional project of magic. Okay? Yeah, so emergency powers do seem completely optional. If I understand this correctly. Wait a month for that to actually tick. Artificer instinct will be unlocked. Okay. Treasury is starting empty. The Age of Artificery. A war wizard is burned to a crisp by a faraway lizard. A robotic laborer is fueled by Damester in Greece. An ancient relic is deconstructed and finally understood. In short, scholars, engineers, philosophers, and inventors domesticate the magic of the world. Then they place these magics in the items that anyone can use. All across the world, the Age of Artificery becomes alive. Okay, but it hasn't triggered. It's just right now. Um, Ages and Artificers. Okay, guess I've got to click that. So, new estate. Uh, Brillites. Brillites are just the best. The administration, anything to up governing capacity. Pff, Italian emissaries, Como, and privately funded. Guys will, in due time, form a regiment of their ciphers. Probably maintenance by lower advisors. That's a hard ask. Ooh. Oh, something lag. David. Wait, that might have been a mistake. I don't actually have. I do. I don't have any. Oops. I always grab those ones because usually I have so much money that doesn't matter. Um. Well, Chancellor's word. I expect myself to be expanding for a bit. Probably not, but also it wouldn't super affect much. I guess Arboron. It still does something. Um, how much money alone? Not that much. Yeah, they'll get that back in due time. I guess Old Tower does make sense that that would be uh want to be influenced by mages, considering it was an old magisterium base. That don't need those Graven recruits. We've got so much manpower. Um, President Ofro is a tiny woman, barely peering over the lectern of the Chamber of Representatives. Yet her voice rings out clear. She's a chairman woman of the newly minted Special Committee for the Economic De-Arcanization. She rattles off a list of products newly controlled in many ports, herbs of limited medicinal value, obscure animal parts, strange brittle stones, dyed clothes, and powdered paints. Such threats do not present themselves on the battlefield or the chamber. Her voice rings high but resonant. They slip into port in the holds of foreign ships, the secret pouches of wandering healers, vials slipped in pockets in the wine barrels. Um, and from there they fall directly in the pockets of seditionists. We must be vigilant. We must be needs access to custom charter parliamentary. Okay, wait a month. Locked because right now, yep, expansion of the bureaucracy. Uh, don't have the cash. Everfield trade node. That's decent amount of money. Um, Importing illegal magical goods. No longer fire for the remainder of the disaster. Okay, don't. Haven't seen that one. Um, could divert trade away, use it, but um, don't have to place him. Expensive. I will actually gain. Usually don't press the button. It is expensive. I'll just beat him up. It said that it would rise up in the pearls, which it didn't. Oh, artificer units held out long enough. I guess, unlike the mage revolts, these guys were significantly weaker. They just got walked over. Anyway, keep strengthening government for a bit. 90. Quite, quite a significant. Um, yeah, it's gonna be still expensive, but it puts me at 10. Arcalar, where you get permanency. Magisterium wants to travel my land. Decline. We Pashaine have done much for the Empire. As active participants in imperial decision making and enthusiastic self advocates, we have greased the wheels of the Diet and built up a strong reputation for diplomacy and tenacity. It's time we cash that reputation in. The situation in Pashan cannot be allowed to continue. Magical subversion and anti democratic influence of magical lobbies undermine our very way of life, eroding the institutions which make Pashan great. We will not be made into some arcane autocracy, caving under the whim of some adult megalomaniac scholar. Which call upon the Empire to intervene in our favor, just chastening the mages and bringing serious elements to heel, and seditious elements. The letter is signed, the diet is addressed. Soon we will know if the Empire truly values those who hold it up. Now, the Empire did go into magocratic. I wonder if that influences it, or it's just the opinion of the Emperor. Yeah, that would not. That does cash. And I hate having leaving the diets Resolved. Keep the loans up for now. Was a crutch. I I don't know what uh is the thing for that, but apparently the Empire did not want to help with 100 trust, 150 opinion. Frustrating. That really hurt my prestige. Um, uh, the mage offers their empty a promise. The ever vigilant sage, fireball in hand, who saves the citizen from the bother of the fight. Yet such deals are poisoned chalices. Give up the rival, and one gives up the means to resist, the means to fight off the tyrant who commands the unthinking, shambling mass. A policy of laws must be inhabited and defended by its own, who win uh, by their fight a stake in the project of us all. No, it is right to bleed for the land upon which one stands. We do not scheme our love of our home in high towers or cosseted reading rooms. We breathed it in and trod in the mud of it. We must revere our citizen soldiery, our guild of an army, and reject the coward's logic of the bone and puppeting lich. Okay. Oh, Gavet is doing some great work for me. They're gonna be dead before I arrive. They are. Okay. Well, fine. Why are they all in my land? Just really trivializing that part of the disaster. Okay, the Mage's event will no longer fire for the remaining of the disaster. Uh, okay. 3 of them for getting rid of the discipline. No, no, those are cheap. Cheap alternatives. Sure. Promote the younger one. Claims expiring. Yeah. For peasants, okay. Oh, they're already that. Don't know why. I just happen to be war together with them, and this is where enemies show up. Just seems to me like they just don't want to go overseas to where the remaining war target is. Yeah, literally none of them are going over there. Do they not have ships? Should have ships. Not going. I prefer the other one. Ability cost reduction is actually quite good right now. Under the magical reign of terror, in which no civil servant may trust their fellow, is uh, is not enthralled. The functioning of government has come to a virtual standstill. Clerks sit afraid to act, unsure if their orders were drawn by puppeteered hands, while the officers of state braced for the next seditious act, the next charmed MP. Perhaps this is the greatest victory the mages have won, to stop us from trusting one another. No longer. An army of vetted loyalist mages and artificers work even now toward the great institutions of state. Soon one may sit within one's office, safe in the knowledge that one's speech, at least, will be within these at least within these four walls is one's own. Of course, for as long as the crisis lasts, we will need such noble public servants at their situations and nowhere else. Okay. Guess this is even more chaotic political situation than one that I've got to vote for in a moment. Oh, divert trade, relative power. Guys, raise opinion, but I'll disable divert trade for now. Parliament wants stability. Admin support, ignore corruption. Okay, had to bribe like almost every single one, but ability is high enough. Oh, I guess that was the last one needed. The state is triumphant. Um, Through the whispers of the Witch King, sound across the veil of time and death, we pashaine have proven stronger. We faced the threat which slunk through the corridors and found purchase in the quiet places. Threat which had been building for hundreds of years before it became clear to us. We will never allow such a threat to reassert itself. And lo, we have survived even the test of our own constitution. Parliamentarians gather now to end the emergency powers handed to our government, proving the supremacy of the people's state, which managed power according to the needs of the virtuous, not merely the clever or gifted. Okay, so we would have gotten rid of that anyway. Uh, oh, no, but by holding true to our virtues, all power cost. So, what? Good. 10 new missions. Uh, okay, so Wax Hills need to be owned directly. Inflation, corruption, food efficiency, cargo efficiency. Need to cargo all my routes. Okay, which is just Khaled. Missionary strength, missionary maintenance. Okay, sure. Owned, not just controlled. Okay, I do actually need to pick that role. Breaking truce. So I guess I'll have to wait until done. Esmeralda. Oh, those. How long will you be gone? 5 years away. Truce lasts quite a while. Don't have a casus belli for that. must gather clues. You find yourself in the ruins of a fire, my good people. Some, the short-sighted, who would think their blessing here and walk away from the smoldering wreckage, content to thank their luck. They would ignore the speed with which the lintel collapsed, the fragility of the frame which so quickly cast off egress, the liquor dosed in the rug. Resist the vice of relief, parliamentarians. Recognize the deeper problem here is a framework of magical autocracy and deceit proliferated throughout Anbennar for centuries. Left alone, the petty. Uh, um, some among us rightfully concern themselves with the consequences of looking abroad, as we must, the countries of Canor, about the situation to come to pass. Such rods ignores the borders of man, the lines drawn upon maps, and so is we. Uh, Parliament, calling the Diet will grant us one. Diplomatic insult. Now, the diplomatic insult is an interesting thing to do. Problem is, it requires me to own all of the wax hills, not to control it. Unlike um, this one, which does just require control. Fair White War. Forced religious union. Okay. So that first requires a war against the Magisterium, and I've got to truce with them for another years. Naruk, I imagine someone yoinked it. Yep, yeah, they did. Economy has been mostly fixed. Based. That's also years. Yes, it is from the same wall. Oh, Gavetti's left the war. The trial. Do they have clues regarding that? Um, Make a quick save because I that is just really vague, and since it told me about clues, maybe I should wait with that one. Um, and nomination of the papermaker skill is complete. As guild continues to experience some deficit as a result of the absence of the local tower. And first, right of refusal for legal and governmental supply contracts in the province. Okay. Gannett could not help but watch them, the assembled mages, the suspects, as she worked methodically through the stack of notes assembled from 5 and 60 interviews and state declarations. Found herself glancing at one mage and then the other, and then the other. Could not understand why they were so calm. It was, without much exaggeration, the singular moment uh, of her life. She would present only a part of the evidence, that which related to the magicratic funding acquired through sympathetic contact in other guilds. Her evidence dealt with the opportunists, largely not present in the courtroom, those who had professed loyalty to Pashaine virtues, while funneling a little to the seditionists, insurance, should the mages succeed. It was an instinct that many Pashaine would publicly decry and privately understand. It was the smart thing for a merchant to do in uncertain times. Such opportunists had hoped to play both sides. They had lost the coin flip. Pashaine would understand the impulse, but they would not back a loser. Her evidence uh, was a fait accompli. Indeed, she could have recited it by heart. She only kept rifling through her papers because of the mages at the front. The woman was had with the arrogant expression. Jeanette couldn't help it. She made eye contact, bore into the woman, and with all the fury she felt as a woman born of Pashan, the woman who had dedicated her life to these fussy institutions, disputatious institutions, which were the very stuff of democracy. She hated the mage for her arrogance. She hated this mage for not even comprehending the thing her lot had almost destroyed. The woman merely smirked. Jeanette felt her nostrils flare. No matter, the trial would begin soon. Okay. Still doesn't tell me anything, but using that different half elf. Gain a clue. James Grant? I will accept that. Because every place should have a. Okay. Yet another embezzler. Okay. Are direct allied. Don't want to deal with rebels right now. Had to wait until the university is built, and it should line up. Turn everything. Loans gone. Is there a way to track my? Oh, mages have made their move during Herschel's uh, peror- peror- peroration, word that I've not seen before, so I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. The point at which he came to his final emotional appeal. Jeanette was murmuring along with his words under her breath. They practiced this endlessly together. The chamber with a whistling window cracked during one of the protests a few months ago. They'd half frozen to death, on the their coats on the whole time. But it kept them sharp, kept them working. It was important. That part mattered. It was vital that they could prove what the mages had done, not merely purge them in the manner of a courtier fallen from favour. All of this, every judgment, needed to happen in view of the people. One moment, Hexel was approaching the point of his most full-throated denunciations. The next, he was in flames. There was the low rumbling of an explosion from somewhere else in the courthouse, and everything was chaos. Later, Jeanette would mull that they had probably chosen the moment of the speech precisely, the point at which Herschel had been arguing most passionately for the virtue of people's rule, the point aimed at promise of the guilt of the citizen. It was, she realized, a mockery. The moment he merely knelt over his body, till long after the mage flame has burned itself out, and stared at his terrible burnt corpse. He hadn't known each they hadn't known each other before this. They were distant colleagues at best, left to argue this case on behalf of government and volunteering, because they both truly believed. In normal conversations, did this annoying sniff every sentence and a half. It was unbearable. All that disappeared before the People's Court, just as her nasal, anxious tone acquired a note of. It was the dignity of the state, the virtue of pashaine flowing through them both. The mages couldn't understand that. They simply could not subordinate themselves to something greater. They had run from their fellows, the only ones they respected, other mages. Rather than face the judgment of the body politic, he realized with a hushed surprise that she truly hated them. They will pay. Okay? Thrilling, which. But, more cannons. Those might not go up in time. Or at least not with a growl. Oh, no. No. The allied reinforcement helped. Done. Okay. Uh, Tale of Titles. Simply because it get me back up to the pre-disaster economy. Um, are you Keswick? Courthouses? Provinces? Oh, why are those owned by the Danish Temple? That's a little bit border core. Um, your trust pretty low. Fired. There's the Navy. Yeah, no one else needs to get involved. The magic generator seems good. Stay in that camp. No, magic estate will be dissolved. Approached the lectern, she was a woman, air of gentle fury, which used her all those months was still with her. It is okay, well I wasn't quite ready for that. And I throw magic charm out right now. In fact she has been before. Kelly back when she was an apprentice. A particular legislation was coming through. Her legal guild wanted up to date notice sitting through hours of sessions for 10 minutes of useful information. Thrilling. Now, though, she was proud to be here. Took up her position, nobody had questioned her right to be here. Her appointment to the inquest in which she had been the only non judge. She had watched Herschel die in front of her, and she had been changed. Parliamentarians, she called out, her voice deep and dignified. In days to come, the judgment of our inquest will be published in full. I am deputized to inform Parliament and of our verdict in brief, and empower you to act upon it. Followed, not nerves. Anticipation, maybe even glee. We of the panel recommend the immediate and utter dissolution of any and all mages, guilds in pashaine, till such time as pashaine can arrange the establishment of a new form of magical state organization. We find that the structure of such guilds, and indeed of Anbennarian magical education as a whole, is fundamentally incompatible with the representative of guild structure, and should be given no legal standing. And we affirm that the pashaine Parliament is authorized to detain any major organization in such a fashion, or refusing to cooperate with the reorganization of magic in pashaine under the terms of the Treason Act. Verdict: hang them all. Uh, okay, so that just gets rid of magic completely, which is just a bit of a shame. I did spend some amount that I've invested in that, but I guess that's just part of it. Or why not? Does that change things? I don't know where it listed, but it should be somewhere. Uh, balance. I'm just gonna you. Means they looks their electorate, but can yoink another elector. A lot of the point. I guess the blood growth took stuff? Okay. It's because no one put any stuff there. Let's just naval blockade that. Galleys has slowed down. I'm already here. May as well. Yeah, I'll just do that. Pick more another time. Oh, okay, I definitely just wait. Yes, not. So giving that to them would wing for any potential future war. If we can give them that. Pick this and the month. Um, yeah, will Chancellor's word. By the time that is done, I should be at war with the Magisterium. Oh, I can claim it again. I will. Nice prestige bonus. Also just manpower, other stuff. Elf. Elf in charge again. Want the Diplo rep. Possible? At that point, integrate them in an Italian state. Like, they'll be a vassal, but not for very long. Do I still have those? Alliances? Also integrate there. Focus on getting some bigger. Be the diplomat that's running out. Worth acting up. I need to own it directly, so I take these provinces. will eventually lead me to Aranan. Those kind of end all the way over there. Probably as far as I will push my direct things. Less the mission requires more. Urban terrain, manufacturing, these 5 build development. That seems to be the only problem. I will do that right now. I can't even finish it. I need to own all of those provinces. Rival is up. But that okay, requires a lot more. Um, and of course, really loose lips. Okay. Well, also annoying. Um, you actually still need to go out and vote. So I should probably parliament. Okay. Oh wait, yeah. I'll finish off what I was doing and on for vassalization. They will be integrated. I'm gonna lower the amount of diplo power I get for a bit, but that's fine by me. Um, I will save it there, and I will continue the the fight against the mages next week. Um, yeah, because I do actually have to go out and still do something today. So yeah, that will be it for today. So yeah, be next week. Tuesday, don't know what I'm doing. Might play a new game. Might still do some more Demon Bluff. I did enjoy doing more Demon Bluff. Um, and Wednesday, I'll continue this. Does seem like the mission tree is going to be about replacing Anbennar, which is interesting. But for now,